Hello, everybody. It is me, Demetra K, and I'm sitting here by myself. As I have been doing on Fridays, I thought I'd take the liberty to come before you guys. And I always say I'm gonna be a half an hour, but for real, today I'm not gonna be here for long. For real, okay? I say that and I'm gonna try to stick to it. Try to be here for 30 minutes. But nevertheless, the purpose of the Demetra K Show is to promote Black love, knowledge, and understanding of all things that go on in the Black community to make us an even better people with the emphasis on even because we're great people, but we can always try to do better. Like I said, big giant thank you, hello, and welcome to YouTube and Facebook. You are the other side of the conversation. Normally, I would share the live, but I'm not going to do it today because it's just me and I'm not going to be here that long. Nevertheless, we're going to have a short conversation about the new and incoming Congressional Black Caucus that will be the 119th Congressional Black Caucus this coming January. They said that if Kamala would have won, then they would have, I guess, focused a little bit more on the Black community. But now that she didn't, their focus has changed just a little bit. And I'll read to you what they said. But in the meantime, who was on here? Your average logical thinker. What's going on with you? Valerie, I hope you're doing well. And Vovo, what's going on with you? Mike, nice. How are you? And yes, thank you to all the moderators. I love and appreciate everything that you all do. Also, I hope you guys had if you celebrate. I didn't. But if you do, I hope you had a great holiday yesterday, Thanksgiving, or whatever it is you're calling it. Some people are saying Indigenous Day or whatever it is, but whatever you did, I hope it was good to you, as with every day. So anyway, I'm going to get into it for the sake of time. See, yep, 2 minutes. So as I said, you guys know that we had an election not too long ago. At least I hope you know that. And with that election, it was with that of Donald Trump and Kamala Harris. Donald Trump won. He's going to Washington for a second term. He was the 45th, and now he'll be the 47th president. And with that, there was a whole host of other elections, congressional, senators, and you name it, right? It was some of everything. And so I just said that there will be an historical amount of Black Congress members going to Congress, 62 of them to be exact. So the most in congressional history. Now, it is said that there's 67 Black lawmakers, including senators in Washington, but they're Black Republicans and they're not, for whatever reason, a part of the Congressional Black Caucus. So basically, it sounds like it's mostly, if not all, a democratically ran caucus, Congressional Black Caucus. Now, they got into existence in 1971, where their mission was to help Black people, right? But now if you go on to their website, the Congressional Black Caucus website, their mission statement basically says to help Black people and other marginalized communities, right? But if you go and see the other caucuses, Hispanic, Asian, and whoever else, they don't say their people and other people, right? They just say their people, but it's just ours. And I'm gonna say ours loosely because the Congressional Black Caucus really don't belong to us, right? But ours, they're gonna help everybody else. And as of the last, I would say, couple of decades and even more, we've seen them help everybody else but Black people. So who else is on here? Brother Samuel, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. Nicole Smith, what's going on with you? Bobby Wright, how are you? The Rock, what's going on? Gary Mack, good day to you as well. Yes, well, they're going to try to make it bad for the rest of us, right? JJ, how you doing? Says, where I live, the local moronic, down, NAACP director was demanding immigrants not be deported. While not one Hispanic group has never, ever supported FBA issues. You're right. Hey, Brother Don, how are you? Hope you're doing well. So I'm going to read to you. I kind of condensed the article down just a little bit, but I'm going to read to you what they said. And so it says, while the caucus members had planned to uphold a policy agenda for Black and marginalized people, this is what they're saying, right? Under a Kamala Harris administration, instead, Representative Gregory Meeks, Democrat of New York, said the CBC's role will be to hold President-elect Donald Trump and his congressional supporters accountable. We've always been the conscience of the Congress. And that's no matter who's in charge. Meeks, the ranking member of the House of Foreign Affairs Committee, told NBC News We've always tried to work with folks where we can, but we call them out also. And now we have more of these leaders to call truth to power. Says to make sure that the voices of the voiceless are heard. What voices are they talking about? Are they talking about Black people? Are they talking about migrants or everybody else? I'm just asking. Maybe y'all know. It also goes on to say, Meek said the CBC's mission will be clear for Congress's 119th session to challenge the Trump administration on policies that affect Black people, especially like healthcare access and prescription drug costs, among other issues, and loudly, he says. But are they going to do reparations? Because we know HR 40 has been sitting on the shelf for a very long time. Did not hear anybody really talk about it. Kamala, they asked her a little bit. The National Association of Black Journalists, they pressed her on it. But other than that, hadn't really heard a lot of people ask her about it in Congress. I don't know. They haven't really spoken about it. And then they also go on to say, instead of just having a quartet, now you've got a whole choir, Meek said, and we will be loud, we will be clear, and we're going to be constant and consistent because this administration is a danger. Okay. Lastly, he says, we'll be making it clear that in just 2 years, because their seats are every 2 years, right? We can reserve and stop some of the things, some of the tragedies of the administration elect. He continued, and that their policies will be putting the plague on our communities as well as poor white communities. It's going to have an effect on the whole country. Now, again, that's supposed to be the Congressional Black Caucus. They're talking about everybody else. It's like, well, when do you find time to just help Black people? You don't think white people got enough people to help them? Trump's white. Most of his cabinet is white. You don't think they're going to probably focus on white people? Now, I know they said they're trying to unify the country and things like that, but I would think they're going to focus on white people. So why is the Congressional Black Caucus going to help, focus on? I know they got constituents that are not just Black, but I would say, and y'all correct me if I'm wrong, that most of those members, their district is probably mostly Black. I would imagine, right? But we also know that a lot of those Black congressional members, they are very big on helping migrants. A lot of them do not want to send them back. They say it's racist, and they really go on defending the migrants. Now, I'm not talking about the migrants that are here legally. We're talking about the ones that are not here legally, under the Biden-Harris administration, where they opened up those border doors and said, come on, hurry. During that time, they were good with that. But of course, now we know that Trump is coming into office. He says that he's going to do a mass deportation, thing. That's his plan. Like right when he gets in office, they got to go. His borders are, Tom Homan is like, listen, y'all best to be trying to get on out of here before we get in, because when we get in, we are going to make you leave, right? So, of course, there's a lot of people saying, well, we're going to fight the power. We're going to fight the system. You have a lot of mayors in these Democrat cities, not just Black ones, but some white ones as well, saying, well, we're not going to cooperate. There's one in Frederick, Maryland, Mike O'Connor, I think his name is. Mayor Mike O'Connor. He's a white guy. He's like, well, I'm going to take some of the taxpayers' dollars and I'm going to help pay for legal fees for migrants so they can stay. I'm not going to cooperate with Trump. But bringing it back to the Congressional Black Caucus, they're like, we're going to fight Trump. And it's like, okay, I get it. You kind of want to be there to push back. I get that. But are you going to spend more time fighting Trump, or are you going to spend time going and bring home the bacon or beef, whatever it is you eat if you don't eat bacon, for your constituents? So what you're saying is we're going to spend 2 years fighting back and forth with Trump. But people who elect those politicians, they elect them to go to Washington and actually get things done, right? Do for their districts. But they've said their main goal is to fight Trump. So I'm saying, and I'm going to get to you guys' comments, This should be the last 2 years that they spend in Congress if they go and just have some verbal fisticuffs with Trump. Their job is to make sure their district is better off, like they are fighting for the migrants to stay here, like they are fighting for everybody else but their own people. So I want to see what you guys have to say about that. And I got 20 minutes left. Let's see. Who came on here as I was talking? The Rocket says, Demetri, why don't you run for Congress? Oh no. They they would never have me in there. I'll tell you what. They wouldn't elect me because I'm not gonna go along to get along. And I think they need people. When I say get along, obviously I will go and try to work with people, but I'm not gonna go in there and just be selling people out. Because a lot of times they get slid the little white envelope. Here you go. It's for your little organization or something like that. I mean, how do you think those Congress people take somebody like AOC, right? Now she doesn't have $30 million like people say she has, but she has a lot more money than when she went in there. And I don't care. I'm not necessarily mad at it. She was a bartender and all that when she went, but now she's doing okay. Now their salary is what? I don't know, about 100,000, give or take, probably with 150. How do they become millionaires? So what I'm saying is a lot of them get in there and they get, perhaps little backdoor deals, or here's for your organization and things like that. And they don't sell out. They buy in. Huh? Okay. I'll do a little favor for you. But I'm gonna get on the mic and I'm gonna be screaming and pretending like I'm for the people, but I'm actually being enriched. So what I'm saying is, yeah, they need people like that. Well, they don't need, but people like that go to Washington that they could tell what to do, and I just wouldn't be one of them. But yeah, and plus, I don't want to be that public. You know what I mean? As far as people all up in your business, because that's what they do. So, but yeah. Who else? Let's see. And David, how you doing? You says treasonous traitors. Okay. Daniel, how you doing? He says the Black Caucus rat. Oh, here, I'll do you one better. Put him back. Hey Donovan, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. Sharon, what's going on with you? Says the Black Caucus needs to go. Yeah, well, they'll be sworn in January, and so they have 2 years from that point to go fight with Trump. That's what they say they're gonna do, right? And it's like, okay, so Kamala was in there. Were you really gonna fight for us? Kamala and Biden were in there 4 years already. Did you really fight for Black people? Now, keeping in mind, this a record amount of Black Congress people than any other time in history right now in Congress. And instead of utilizing that to really help Black people, they're going to go in there and, try to rope-a-dope Trump for 4 years. That should tell us something. Oh, no, The Rock, I'm not running for Congress. No. Donovan says, Black politicians ain't ish podcast. Donovan Sadiq talked about them years ago, exposed John Lewis. Yes, and please go follow Donovan and anybody else on here who wants anybody to follow him. Put in the chat, follow me. Raven, how you doing? Says, BS challenge Trump / the House and the Senate to get a Black anti-hate crime bill and reparations without needing a study. Everything else is pomp and symbolism, which is well done doo-doo. Yeah, that's what they should be doing. But I mean, as I just said, there's a record amount of Black congressional members now than any time in history. How did that happen? Did people re-elect and elect people who are actually going to go and do things for Black people this time around? I saw, as y'all saw in that thumbnail I put up there, James Clyburn was standing up there right behind Representative Meeks. Now, we know James Clyburn been in there for a cool minute. So what is he going to do differently than he's been doing? He's going to go fight Trump. What about the people who sent you to office? I don't know. I'm just asking. Linton, how you doing? So that's really it is. That's really, it is important to get them set up on notes at the office. Okay. Buck Horse, how you doing? Hope you're doing well there in DC. What's the weather, by the way? Dano says the Black Caucus is an embarrassment and a clown show. They don't think so, right? Bless Black, how you doing? He says the Black Caucus need to go somewhere and sit. They tired out of date self down somewhere. Okay, so you was kind of just describing them. Got you. Says they just flapping their lips as usual, right? Brother Samuel says, what does Donovan call them? The Congressional Black, that toy animal you have? Yes, that's. I just don't say that on here because I don't want to get in trouble. Valerie says the CBC help create homelessness and unemployment within our FBA communities. Yeah, I can see why you say that, because they do for everybody else but us. Like, how do you fix your mouth to fight for people who ain't supposed to be here, that got here, under nefarious circumstances, but yet you don't have that rah-rah for Black people. You go and call yourself the Congressional Black Caucus, and Black people, if you ask most Black people, what has the Congressional Black Caucus done for Black people, even within the last 4 years? They're probably not going to know. But they could tell you that they've advocated for everybody else, for sure, right? Panther Strike, how you doing? Hope you're doing well this fine afternoon. You say, hey, Queen Demetra, why fight against deporting illegal immigrants? The CBC rather, fights for all other groups and always have. Yeah. But yet I guess we're supposed to be excited because they're going to mount up and go fight against Trump. I don't get excited about that. And why not? Why didn't you fight against Biden and Kamala, who are allowing all those people to come over here? Why didn't you fight against them when they were sending all that money to pay for the wars? Sharon says those mayors can go back across the border with them, right? That's what Tom Homan said when he said he was asked about, well, you could be breaking up families. He says, well, they can all go together. David says disband the Congressional Black Caucus, right? Well, you can do that by voting them out of office. That's how you disband them. Black Spider, how you doing? Said disgrace. Brother Reggie, how you doing? Says peace family on the road today, but I'm tuned in. Yes, and be careful. Bogani, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. Education is key. How you? No, not me for Congress. No. I can't do it. Because I really be wanting to say what I want to say. And I know like Jasmine Crockett be up in there and she be calling people bad built bleach bombs or whatever it is she be calling them, and going toe to toe verbally with them, but she ain't really busting no grapes. It's just theater. She talking a good game, but what is she actually doing? You know what I mean? It's entertainment at best, I guess. Are you entertained? I don't know. Thank you, Brother Reggie, for reminding people to hit the like button. Bless Blackie says the Black Caucus need to be dismantled or change the name. I agree with you. Thank you, Mike, for asking everybody to hit the like. I appreciate you for that. Bogani says, and greetings to the foundational melanated family. Yes, indeed. Gregory X, no, not even for mayor. I never thought about being a politician at all. Because within that, it's politician. And I don't have it in me to just be lying, selling people stuff you don't even believe. I just couldn't do it. I'd be like, yeah, they back there wasting. They back there wasting y'all money, and they'd been done had me on the back of a milk box carton or something. But yeah. YFN, how you doing? It says, hi, you should try something in politics. Hey, people ask me all the time. I don't know. Those type of politicians do be coming up missing. I ain't trying to come up missing just yet. The Rock says, but Demetra, we need somebody like you to disrupt the system and fight for us. Well, I can do it on this side. I like doing it on this side better. You know what I mean? I think Education's Key said, Demetra, you got to run for something. Come on. I haven't eaten today. I can run to the kitchen when I'm done. JJ says, in the best Congress money can buy, especially the Black ones. Oh, yeah. David says, anyone taking AIPAC money is anti-Black American. I can see why you say that. JJ says, I'm shocked Chicago is still blue. But you know what? They came really close. Chicago and Illinois is just as blue as California and New York, right? But they also, Chicago, let's just talk about Chicago. They came very close and they're not stopping. They have what they call Chicago Red, right? They are still on it. They have not let up and they are letting Brandon Johnson know, we see you. We're not going anywhere. We're going to do everything we can to flip Chicago red. If not now, sooner or later. So that's what it takes, right? Buckhorse says, bought me another TV today. Oh, you was out there in the streets. He says, little Chickaroo sold it to me, a fresh 80-inch joint, $25. God, I love the hood. You crazy. Does she have another one? I'm just playing. David says, we need our own political pack. Yeah. However, we're too busy trying to, be included with everybody else. But we do need our own political action committee so that we can champion our own causes. We do. I agree with you. Buckhorse, she says, thanks, Jim Crow Joe. Yeah, or no thanks, right? Unblessed Black, thank you so much for becoming a member. Love it. Appreciate you for that. G-Man, how you doing? Says, Black Congressional Caucus are paid to be quiet on our issues. They would be removed if they spoke up. Well, how about we remove them during election time? We can remove them. Panther Strike says, we're going to fight for Trump is nothing more than theatrics. That's all it is. And they know we're going to be like, yeah, you go get them. They know we're going to do, well, not us, but them. Tim, how you doing? He says, hello, the Congressional Congress should be working on an anti-Black hate crime bill and reparations. Y'all know they are financed by AIPAC organizations. Most of them are, right? But of course, as weather is fair, it's getting cooler day by day. Yeah, same here. It's like 60 degrees here today. Mogani says Clyburn is a burnt out tool that needs decommissioned and returned to the rock from which he came. Well, damn. And it's probably the Rock of Gibraltar or something. As old as he is, it's probably the pyramids. That was mean. I shouldn't have said that. But yeah, I totally agree with you. Buckhorse says they're full of crap. Yes, and Stephen, how you doing? It says CBC, Urban League, and NAACP is just another arm of the Democrat Party. They most definitely are. I hate when my light camera does that. Raylan says, if mayors don't help with rounding up the migrants, I have to call them that for sake of here, says, I hope Trump withhold federal funds for the cities who don't cooperate. It sounds like that may be a thing. David says, we need to openly stand against the CBC. Totally agree. Exotic, how you doing? Blessings to you as well. Buckhorse says, Ms. K, do you think Trump will help with that anti-Black hate crime bill if we advocate hard enough? I don't know. It remains to be seen. But if he doesn't, that's what the CBC is supposed to be doing. They advocated for the Asians. They should be advocating one for us. But see, they have people like Roland Martin and other people saying, well, that's for y'all too. That's not just for Asians. That's for y'all too. Hold on. That's not just for Asians. That's for y'all too. But if you read it in all seriousness, you don't see y'all too, Black people, other people. You see Asians. What is it? AIPI, Asian American Pacific Islanders. That's what it says. Just so you know. Will Trump do it? I'm going to say probably not. I don't know. It remains to be seen, right? David says Jasmine Crockett is performative politics. Yeah, but y'all know we like all of that hooping and hollering. It's the equivalent of going to church and watching your pastor run around and hop up and down and not saying nothing that you understand besides amen, come again, Hey, Frank, how you doing? Says, salute, we should get a petition against the CBC. Yeah, it's called voting. When we get next time it's up for election to vote them out. William, how are you? Long time no see. Hope you're doing well. Buckhorse says, Leap of Faith, movie, Steve Martin. I like that movie too. Valerie says, Jasmine, use our history to help with DEI. That doesn't benefit FBA. FBA is the largest minority group, but yet we're only 2% of DEI. Right. You're right. It benefits everybody else, right? Donovan says, Donovan disrupted the system in his city and still does. Donovan is still doing that. So yeah, but it's easier to be on this side doing it than, hollering and screaming in Congress like AOC and Jasmine and all those other people. Unicorn 7 Tribe. I hope I said that right. How you doing? And thank you for becoming a member. It says they make me sick, trying to make us feel like they're fighting supremacy when they are supremacy. Yep. Brother Salmon says yes. Politics ploy many ticks, blood suckers. There you go. Exotic says same. I need to cook something in a few. Yeah. I just wasn't hungry today, but I'm starting to get there. Not even really hungry now, I guess, but I don't know, maybe I don't need to eat anything. William says, I hear AOC is being considered as a presidential candidate for the Democrats. Now, who on earth would vote for AOC? I mean, some people would, but I couldn't. It would just be a waste of money. I guess the DNC, speaking of which, they got to GoFundMe for some of the staff members for the DNC rather, that's going to be getting laid off because they don't have the money. So they have a GoFundMe going. So I guess they just like wasting money. I guess that's the point. And that would be a waste of money, I think, with AOC. Marcus, how you doing? Says they're purple now. Yep, Chicago's purple. David says if black women and men could raise millions for a Skamala, we can do it for whatever we want. Right. But see, that's the thing. We don't want to do that. Not all of us. Well, some of us do, but some of us don't. Some of us like symbolism. We raise all that money for Kamala, and she's in the whole 20 million. And a lot of it is unaccounted for, from what I understand. Valor says AOC truly can't win president. I don't think she can either. Panther Strike, he says Chi-Town will rebound, and we are proud of the family holding it down. Brandon Johnson is out of there. Yep, I just can't see him being reelected. Diane, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. Exotic says AOC voice would be irritating, to say the least. Yep. Bless Blackie says, well, we can't say too much about Trump because he's not even in office yet. We have to wait and see, but he did make a promise about illegals. What did drunk, you crazy, drunk looking Kamala promise? Yeah, she looked like she had a little drinky drink. And I'm like, why would her people let her go on camera like that? I don't know, maybe she was tired. I don't know. It was kind of weird. Shorts, how you doing? It says black non-talkers are agent provocateurs. Okay. James, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. You're welcome. Exotic Buckhorse says, oh, okay, I understand now. David says Trump takes APAC dollars. They all do. All of them. You like my raccoon, Buckhorse? Diane says, I believe that even if we had a hate crime bill, they will continue to unalive us. Since when would they follow the law? Yes. But see, if we organize a little bit more, put our money together, they would have a harder time doing it because we are a pretty large economy. In the Black American community, we're a large economy. And if we were to say, hey, you know what? You keep taking our people out of here, then we are going to divest from all these corporations and any and everything that makes this country go round. Think about it. Asians are what, 8, 9, give or take, maybe at this point, 10% of the population in America, and they are considered the wealthiest class of people, and they got a hate crime bill just like that. There was no pressure. Nobody had to fall out. Nobody had to march and, sing "We Shall Overcome" or any of that kind of stuff. They got the hate crime bill because they are an economic juggernaut, and this country knows it. And they also know how to say, okay, my fellow community, we had this person in office for 2 years, 4 years, and they didn't do the job. We need to get them out of here. See, people know that. That's why they don't play with the Asians like they play with us, because we are disjointed in everywhere, with everything. So, yeah, that's how we stop that. And I can't remember who it was that said it, but it is said that, black all, as many as possible that will get life insurance. The life insurance companies will lobby Washington and say, hey, y'all need to do something about these, police brutalities and police unalivings of Black people, because with life insurance, when the one dies, they have to pay out. See, life insurance companies make money if you live, not if you die. So that's another way. Black people start getting life insurance and get, as much as you can and much as you can afford. Then I believe that too. Life insurance companies be like, wait a minute now, it's costing us money. Stop that. See? So let's see. I'm gonna give y'all 5 more minutes. The Demario, did I say hello to you? Not hello. He says the CBC is full of musty. You know what? You know I ain't gonna say that word. Hey Thunder, how you doing? How's your day going? Facts not feelings. What's going on with you? He says, peace and love, family. I said it before, and I'll say it again. Slavery lasted so long because back then you also had a Congressional Black Caucus. It was called the House Slave. You're right. You're right. Massa. I'm gonna tell you what they do. You know all of that. You know, and keeping us right where they need us to be, you know, so they can be favorable in the eyes of massa. So you're right. I actually like that correlation. Bohurst says, Miss K, I love your pics on Facebook. Question: do you read your likes and comments? Sometimes. Sometimes I do, but sometimes I get a lot of them, and so it's like, yeah. But sometimes I do. I don't always be on social media. Sometimes I try to be away from it. Just for mental health reasons. Not that I don't think there's anything mentally wrong with me, but you know, there's so much on social media. Well, yeah, sometimes I read them. I will go and I will go take a look and see what's going on when I get off of here. Exotica says Kamala did that. Yes, Buckhurst, we are well-oiled machine. You're right. KP from KC, how are you? Says the CBC is ran by APAC. Yeah, I mean, all of Washington is, right? Tracy, how are you? Diane says we should have to not purchase from. So basically, you're saying we shouldn't purchase from them totally. Yeah, I mean, if we can, right in the process, let's do business with our own people, because it said that Black people are actually really good at boycotting. It's just that we boycott our own people, right? So we need to switch it around. Boycott everybody else that is not like us, not for us, and actually funnel that money into our own businesses. Facts I Feeling says time is up for the Black Caucus. Their voter base is passing away. You ain't lying. They are silent. And boomer generations, yep, they will have to produce and get the F out of office. Yeah, or go to the upper room. Valerie says other minority groups keep their funds in their own communities. Yep, we got to start doing the same. Buckhorse says, don't nothing move in this country without Black power. And as soon as we realize it, we'll be better off. Rico, how you doing? Says, what the F? Those house make me, hold on. Those house make me sick. JJ said all of our elected Black leaders are colossal failures when it comes to FBA concerns at every level. Yep. S. Williams, how you doing? Says if we didn't get a hate crime bill after Dylan Roof with a so-called Black person president, we'll never get it. Yep. You ain't lying. Patty Brown, how you doing? Says, hey, sis, I have accidental life insurance for $35 a month for $500,000. Hey, now, sis, yep, there you go. That counts as life insurance, right? So there you go. It's term, right? Well, accidental life insurance. So if that's basically if you die via an accident, yeah, you know. But if you can, try to get something too in case it's not an accident, you know. GP, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. So just got here, but I can't stay. Don't worry, I'm gonna be up out of here too. Says I was challenged to fight to a fight by a cocky, hot-headed new fighter at my Muay Thai dojo a few days ago. So I'm headed to put him in his place now. Y'all take it easy. Okay. You too. Exotic says the gatekeepers. Percy, how you doing? Says the life insurance companies will put a clause in it when it comes to police on the lives. Yeah, unfortunately they would, but you know, we got to do something, right? But then, yeah, they might. But if it's not my fault, I can see them doing something like, okay, well, if you did something, which is kind of common sense too, but after the contest, this is the other thing. After the 2-year contestability period, though, it don't matter. Cannot contest it after 2 years. So they're still away. Thunder says, why are they challenging Trump and not fight for us? That's what we want to know. We know why, right? Because that they're never for us. Never have and never will be. Maybe they were like when Shirley Chisholm and them first started it in 1971, but not so much now, right? And Panther says, Queen Demetria, wouldn't you imagine the CBC would fight, quote unquote, for a better economy? This country's 2023 deficit was 1.7 trillion. Fight for our reparations. Small businesses and illegals gone. I mean, you would think they would, but they not. Because we haven't really shown. I mean, like I said, there's a record amount of them in there now. More Black Caucus members than any time in congressional history now. So what? It's almost like we're going backwards. Like we're like saying, give us more of nothing. Yeah, get in there and give us more of nothing, right? So we have to really change that. Starting now, because it's every 2 years for them. Miss Shantae, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. But Carson says, I just post. That's all I do. Yeah. Most people do, right? The Rock says, Dimitri, if each one is US FBA had $1 billion policy, how soon will they stop deleting us? Well, $1 billion is almost impossible to get unless you're probably worth that or close to it. But if you got as much as you can get, you're qualified for, yeah, I think they'd have a conversation really fast with them like, yo, y'all costing us a lot of money because your police officers are unhinged and they are, taking Black lives as they usually do, right? And we need y'all to get a hold of them, right? I really too believe that would be the case. Rico says, newsflash, the heifer didn't raise millions. She was given billions and stole millions. There you go. Raven says, I hope everyone on here registered to help our California Assembly member, California Assembly member Corey Jackson, who sabotaged Black California reparations, registered for the Zoom on December 11th at 5 p.m. Cali time. I'm registered. I think I posted it on, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter. I'm registered. I'm going to be there. You can believe that. They all got to go. Lisa, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. Yes, I didn't do anything yesterday. I just chilled out and did nothing. Let's see. James, you said, sister, with all that money, tens of thousands of dollars in food stamps, taking money of FEMA to the illegal migrants, giving Ukraine and to Israel billions and others, is there a way we can file lawsuits? Nah. Unfortunately, we can't. I mean, you can, but you ain't going to win, right? I get what you're saying, though. Thunder, he says, is it possible that we can start a petition to have them drop the Black label title from their name since they do nothing for Black FBA and start a new caucus just for us? I mean, we can. They ain't going to listen. The best way to do that is just vote them out. And then they'll start to listen. Just vote them out. We don't have to show up for them. Vote them out, More threads. How you doing? Hope you're doing well. Thank you, love. For the donation. Says, I checked out Hispanic Caucus page in there. Yes, there for I'm telling y'all, go check it out. They're for Hispanic. Check out the Asians. They're for Asians. Only the Black Caucus is for everybody. Everybody else has benefited from them but us. They're sorry. Yeah, I'm telling you. Go look for yourself. Nobody else says, and everybody else or other marginalized communities. Only the Black Congressional Caucus says other. They're actually the All Lives Matter, Congressional Congress. Booker says, they said we never be free from slavery. Somebody told a big damn lie as usual. I have faith in my people. You and me both. Mission Visions, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. Let's see. I'm going to skip on down because I overstayed my welcome. Tracy says, those in Albuquerque Caucus isn't foundational. David says the CBC will never fight for us. Demir had energy. Gotcha. You know what? That's funny. Demir had energy. Won't allow it. Thunder says, there are companies that will sell you whole life and term insurance for extremely cheap, like Global Life or AAA. Yep. Life insurance for term. And they will do it with no medical examination. Yep. You just have to look into it. Frank Smith, how you doing? Says if the CBC isn't advocating for reparations as top priorities, they are useless and they need to go. Still, how you doing? He says Congressional Black Caucasians. That's funny. Diane says, Dimitri, they're not the only ones. And Hinge, he says, I think he meant hence the KKK is also, and those other groups. Yes. Don't need no man. Stop telling me I do. How you doing? Rico says, if they come in with the very same thing Kamala was running on is already a big waste of time, meaning if they spend every second on Trump hate instead of creating laws to benefit Black Americans. Yeah. And we need to let them know that's not why you were sent there. You were sent there to actually get something done, not cause a roadblock with Trump. Get something done. So James says, I've been hearing rumors that the orange one is considering giving reparation to them folks. If that turns out to be true and not for us FBAs, we will be able to file a class action. I haven't heard that. I know that there's been a lot of people spreading rumors, like you said, that he's going to do that, but I haven't heard that. They're trying to spin it as, oh, he's going to give it to white people, but he hasn't said that. This is people can't read, unfortunately, and or they're purposely spreading misinformation to keep Black people in our emotions. So we got to be a little smarter than that, right? Oh yes, Rico, I'm having a great day, and I hope the same for you. Willie, how you doing? He says, what did I miss? You didn't miss much. But as soon as I get to the bottom, I'm gonna get out of here. So y'all don't type too fast. Panther says, heifer, first time I heard that was from my mother. She called a white woman that who brushed up against her without saying, excuse me, Kamala, indeed, is you crazy, is the White House heifer. FM, how you doing? Says CBC Agenda. We envision a world in which all the communities have an equal voice in public policy through leadership, cultivation, economic empowerment, and civic engagement. There you go. Not Black, but all, right? Tim says, yes, vote them out, but then raise up folks from the grassroots that won't take the AIPAC and corporate money. Otherwise, they will groom people like them to run for office. Yeah, Jamal Bowman and Cori Bush, I don't think they were taking AIPAC money. Maybe they were, but they got up out of there with the help of AIPAC money. They definitely formed PACs to run against them, and they are no longer. Thunder says, can anyone post a list of the names of all the members of the Congressional Black Caucus and post it somewhere? So when election time comes, we have a list of people we need to vote out. Yeah, I know for sure in January when they are sworn in, they will have that updated. So we'll have a full list then of who they are. And yeah, we definitely need to actively campaign against them because they think we playing, right? Buckhorn says, then we fight ourselves. We good. Ernest, how you doing? Says, new to the channel. I love you. Keep speaking that truth. Thank you, sister. Well, I love you too. And thank you so much for being new here. Black Ice, how you doing? He says, where was the Black Caucus? Oops. He says, where was the Black Caucus during Jim Crow, Joe Biden 96 crime bill? So actually it's 94 crime bill, and they all voted for it. All of them that were there at the time, they all voted for it. Every last one of them. Because and then the excuse they make is, oh, well, there was other stuff involved, like things for women and stuff. So we just, sold Black people up the river, for lack of better words, right? Donovan says, fear mongering. They know Blacks are scary and have been taught to be so. Yep. And we gonna unteach ourselves to do that, right? James says, we need to come together and vote the old washouts, backstabbing traitors, damn, Black Uncle Ben, Rice Men, Aunt Jemima Pancake, old witches, Black Caucus out and get those young grassroots in. I agree with you. Lady Diana, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. Mary Lee, what's going on with you? Says they are immigrants. Are you talking about the Congressional Black Caucus? Yes, some of them are. Willie says they have a webpage. Yes, they do. And Donna says, yep, just Google it and you'll see all CBC members. You surely will. Warren, how you doing? Thank you. And Facts Not Feelings says, I noticed a pattern from older Democrats since Trump won. They are telling blatant lies about what Trump intends to do to Blacks, which is why we got to be louder with the truth, because they know actually fear mongering is starting to wear off. And that's got to be very concerning to them, because before they used to do that and it worked, but now it's like, I'm not really scared of much anymore, right? So they got to find new ways to do it. You would think it'd be easier for them to just do stuff productive for Black people instead of lying all the damn time, but I guess not, And the Great Hustle, how you doing? Says, I'm just here for the comments. Sometimes that's all you need to do, right? And Buckhorn says, the grassroots is here. Yes. And once again, good afternoon to you. Lady Diana. And guess what? I got to the bottom. And I'm about to get out of here because I haven't eaten a thing. And I might be getting hungry. But guess what? Sunday is only a day away. And that's when I will be back with Donovan. Sunday, 3 p.m. 5 p.m. Central Time, right? We'll be back. I don't know what we're going to talk about, but it'll be interesting. And you guys will be here to talk about it with us. So I'd like to say a big giant thank you to everybody that was here with me for the short time. Thank you for liking, subscribing, becoming a member, donating, whatever you did. I love and appreciate you dearly. So we'll see you on the 1st December. Peace. Extreme X, how you doing? It says, Georgia Black stayed home and we'll do it again. Says F around. Thank you, Donovan. I'll see you on Sunday. Oh, I'm going to miss you too, The Rock. Warren says, what kind of nation is this? Ooh, I don't even know what you mean by that. PTU, Tim. Oh, you're welcome, Thunder. Yes, today is Friday, Tracy, all day. Well, for the rest of the day, Les, how you doing? Says, instead of challenging Trump, they should join him in making America great again. You would think, right? You enjoy your evening as well too, Diane. Peace.